friends with this girl, and her older brother, he was, I think, a senior or junior at the time, and I was a freshman in high school. And he added me on Snapchat, and he was already out as gay. And then he invited me over to hang out with him and a couple of his group of friends or whatever. We went over there, and this whole time he's asking me, he's like, you know, are you gay, blah, blah, blah. And I told him I was on the fence. And we ended up spending the night there, and he wanted to sleep next to me, you know, and I was like, okay, sure, baby. And the room, it was so weird. This room was so weird. It was down in the basement, and it was like a soundproof sort of room. Like, it was like a slash music studio or something like that. So we're laying down, and, like, long story short, that was my first kiss. I think I was like 15 or so at the time. I mean, you could literally hear everybody breathing. I mean, that's how silent it was in that room. It was very nerve-wracking. And after that, I think he was like, we kind of agreed to be boyfriends for a little bit, but then that didn't work out. You know, he thought I was kind of, you know, he didn't want a secret boyfriend, so he broke up with me. And, you know, I didn't learn my lesson because I ended up doing the same thing with his cousin. So that was a fun time. I ended up telling my siblings, I have 3 siblings altogether, a twin sister and 2 older brothers, and I told my twin sister and the middle brother, I guess, that I was gay. They kept on asking me. I had this best friend at the time. She just, you know, we were really good friends. I think she had a crush on me. I'm not sure. We were just really good friends, you know, but I swayed the other way. And they wanted me to ask her to homecoming, and I was like, no, I just don't want to ask anybody to homecoming. And they kept on bothering me about it, like, why won't you ask her to homecoming? Why won't you ask her to homecoming? You know? And we were in the kitchen, they were doing dishes, and I was like sitting at the counter, and I was like, do you want to know why I'm not going to ask her to homecoming? You know, being all dramatic. And they were like, why? And I was like, because I'm gay. And they just started crying. They were like, oh my gosh, should we make you gay? Like, I know sometimes they make fun of you, call you like little girls. Like, baby, that's not how that works. I was like, it doesn't help, but that's not how that works. And I mean, they're cool with it. They were cool with it. They were just like, oh my gosh, like, I don't think they really understood at that point. So there's an experience. I remember I told my mom on Father's Day, so I didn't forget. My brother and I were walking, and I was like, I'm just gonna tell her today. So I grabbed her and I pulled her out in our van. It was this rinky-dinky van. And being so dramatic, like, I don't know why I pulled her out into our van outside. I was like, Mom, I gotta tell you something. And she was like, okay, like, all right. And I was like, I like boys. And she was like, oh my gosh, Neil, I thought you were gonna tell me you were on drugs. And, like, now that I think back at it, I'm like, that's better response than most people get, so good for me. But she was cool with it. And then I walked in the house, and my stepdad was in the bedroom, and he's a very quiet dude. Very, very quiet. Like, when he speaks, you're like, okay, all right. Like, you're right. And I went in there, I was like, Jim, I'm gay. He was like, okay. I was like, wow, that's the most words you've said in a very long time. So after that, this is all in the same day, mind you, I walked downstairs to my older brother's room. He lived in the basement. And I was like, hey, Nate. He's like, hey, you know, and I was like, you know, I'm gay. He's like, oh, yeah, I'm gay too. You know, because we have that, like, just joking relationship. And I was like, no, like, I like boys. He's like, I like boys too. Then he just couldn't believe it. He kept on reminding my parents, like, hey, did you know Neil's gay? Did you know Neil's gay? And it's like, yeah, we got it already. So I told them, and they were good with it. Like, I'm really happy that they support me and are willing to, you know, they're more willing to go to, like, Pride and whatnot. My mom, in Flint, they do, like, mom hugs. I think it's a worldwide thing, but where you get a shirt, it's like free hugs, and you go to Pride and you get to hug people, because a lot of people aren't fortunate enough to, like, have a family that supports them. So she does that. I told my grandma, she's a little bit of a hippie, she probably did a couple, you know, back in the day, but I told her I was gay, and she was cool with it. She started telling me stories about her experiences with, you know, gay individuals, and, like, working at Planned Parenthood and everything like that. being a social worker and just being in that crowd. It was really weird how me coming out had sparked their like experience, you know, and them telling stories. I thought it was very interesting. And then, you know, my grandma likes to talk, so she ended up telling my biological father, and that was another thing, because him and I, you know, we're just not on good terms. We're not on bad terms, we just haven't talked to each other in years. And this is kind of the reason. There were some issues going on, and he wanted to meet up with me, and I told him I don't want to meet up with him, like I don't feel comfortable doing that, and he ended up calling me the word, you know, the word. And I told him, like, that's fine, like you can call me that all you want, but at least I'm not like a deadbeat dad. And anyway, so he wanted to meet up a couple weeks later after everything kind of cooled down, and my mom was like, you know, you get to choose whether or not you do this. And I chose, like, sure, we can meet up, you know, I can forgive things. So time came around, day came, no response, no text. So I was like, this was your last chance. And to this day, it has been. But overall, I've had a pretty good experience coming out. I think I really have, and I think it's added another layer to my confidence as a person. Like, not being like, I am gay, and like, what, baby, what, you know? And just exploring that too. You know, I would love to know more history, more LGBTQIA plus history. Just to know, like, because there are people that fought for the rights that I have as an individual, which, I mean, they shouldn't have had to, but the world that we live in, that they did, and they do still, and I do. But some lessons I learned from just my coming out experience is that, like, me being just who I am shapes people's perceptions of, like, the LGBT community and make people more accepting. Like, I'm not trying to make you accept me being me, and you seeing, like, oh wow, like, you're gay, that's not the only thing that you are, you know. I think it's awesome, you know, being able to be me. And I love how me coming out, like, sparks other people's experiences, and then we have conversations and we can talk about it. Yeah. I'm trying to think of any other experiences that I've had that are significant. I think they're all significant, but you know, I will say one thing that's really that gets under my skin just a little bit is people that want, like, a gay best friend or expect me to be some certain way. Like, there's those people that are like, hey sis, hey queen, hey girl, what's up? And it's just like, I don't want to do that all the time. Like, that's not me, you know? That's not me. That's not who I am. I mean, don't get me wrong, if I'm in the right group of people at the right time, maybe I'm goo. But that's not, like, my whole thing. Like, I am a multifaceted person, right? If you live in that, that's cool. That's great that you have that energy, but I can flip it on and off so many times, you know? Yeah, but those were a couple of my experiences. I hope you like it.